Florida, and you have joined us for the 1 minute message this morning, coming from Psalms 11, verse 7. For the Lord is righteous, he loves justice. The upright will see his face. Sometimes when we see injustice in the world, we sometimes want to wag our finger at the Lord and say, Lord, come on, how come you're not responding to this? How come you're not taking care of the situation? How come this injustice can go on for so long? And we get the sense almost as if injustice in the world is going to get a wink, it's going to get a pass, that is going to slide right by the Lord. Well, the psalmist reminds us that God is a righteous God, that he does right, he acts right, he speaks right, when he makes decisions, they are right, and that he moves at the right time and the right space with the right response. And sometimes we think that our version of justice, based on what we see, is what needs to be executed. But you know, we must always yield to God's leading and direction in our lives when we face injustice, and that God is going to give us the right response. He's going to give us the right words, and when the response goes forth, it's going to be one that is God is a God. He says here, he loves justice. Okay, so there's no injustice that's going to happen in this world that's going to get a pass. Now, it may not always be resolved in our lifetime. Think about our brothers and sisters that were in the civil rights movement in the 40s and 50s and 60s that marched, that never saw the fruits of their labor, but they continued to do what was right, to march against injustice, to protest against injustice, and God has a way of coming through at just the right time. What do we say? He may not come when you want him, but he's always right there on time. And so as a servant of a God that loves justice, we need to be servants as well that love justice and want God's righteousness to reign and rule in the world, and it begins with you and me. Amen? Amen. Well, I hope this has been a blessing to you this morning. If it has, hit that like button. Share it out with somebody that thinks that God is just taking his hands off of this world. And remind them that God still has the whole world in his hands. And then join us later on as we begin a brand new psalm, Psalms 12, later on today. Certainly hope the rest of your day is the best part of your day. God bless you, God keep you, and God's grace be unto you.